Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a gritting your teeth expression, and like you bit down or you smashed your finger or something. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to use a larger piece to show you. Now I'm going to show you a finished piece here in the camera. Get him up here pretty close where you can see his face. And he is not, he's not too happy of a camper. But anyway, so we're going to be doing that expression today. So hopefully you'll get your tools with you and get them all ready to go, and let's get started. So we're doing a pushing cut. Again, just taking our knife, and we're going to be coming in and putting in our eye planes. Again, as everything has a center, because this was the corner, and now we're going to create a new corner, and that's going to be the bridge of his nose. But we're going to come right about in here, do a rocking cut, and create the nose area, the tip of the nose. Okay. Even that out just a little bit more, maybe. Sometimes the grain of the wood dictates what's going to happen here. Okay. Now we're going to take, you can either take a number 5 U-gouge or a 3/16 V or a soft V like this one here. And we're going to come halfway down the nose and push straight in. Jump across the bridge, do the other side, and remove these two pieces out. Okay. It's just fun to sit down at the bench or wherever you carve at and try to come up with different expressions. And you know, who's to say that there's not an expression out there like this? And again, you remember, we are exaggerating the human features, and we're not doing realism. There might be some hints of realism in your carving when you're doing this, but just remember that this is just for fun and for you to relax and enjoy. All right, now I'm going to take my 3/4 flat gouge, and I'm going to remove some of the side here where the table saw cut the wood. And well, this is a great piece of wood, even though it's got a nasty knot down here. Use those type of pieces to practice on. So we're going to take our knife here, and we're going to come in and put our smile lines in. Switch blades where I can get better control. Again, we're working to create the dental mound, our 3 planes. We're extending our cuts up in to create the wing of the nose. Try to do this over here the same. All right. Very good. Whoop. There went almost his nose. So let's come under here. So when that happens, I like to come under here, right underneath the main part of the nose, and we're going to deepen this. Now see, things like that happens. That's okay. At least the whole nose doesn't come off. Didn't have to start over. It's always a good thing. All right, so let's split the forehead. Just like so. And we're going to come in and do our swooping cuts here to create the eyebrow area. Now we need to do the eyes because I think it's important to see the expression that we're going to create here of gritting our teeth. I did a video similar to this a while back, but I wanted to do it a different expression when it came to gritting the teeth. So I thought, well, it might be a fun one for you to do. We're going to take our 1/8 or 1/16 V tool, whichever will work the best for you, and make those cuts for the upper eye. Upper eyelid. Now we're going to do 6 cuts to each eye. And there's going to be 3 cuts here and then 3 cuts over here. So our first cut is coming in with just the tip of the knife and then angle it. That way you can remove that chip out. Just kind of like a corner cut you're making. Okay. And see, there you have that eyeball created by taking off those 3 cuts to each side. Then we're taking our knife and putting that right on top of the eyeball. Okay, so now let's do the bottom eyelid. And starting on the outside, working our way in. Extending our smile lines out there. Okay, let me turn one more time. Come in. And come right on in there and get that good cut you made. Drop the bridge down just a little bit. Switch to a longer blade where I can get here, where I can get the good cut that I need. Taking our V tool, following that top line that we carved for the upper eyelid. That way our eyebrow hair follows that ridge. Okay. Okay, now we're going to create the gritting expression. So I'm going to drop down a little bit here and create the teeth area, this dental mound, more. All right, now we're going to take my pencil and we're going to come down even past the smile line and create, I mean, he is going to have an expression. Kind of make a mountain look here. All right. And we're going to come right across here. Well, he's going to have a big expression. All right, so you can take your V tool, outline it, or you can just take your knife and outline it. But I like for my knife to have something to follow, like a little valley for the blade to follow in then. Even though it's just not a very deep cut, but at least it gives my knife something to follow. All right. Putting a stop cut on everything that I just V-tooled. Coming in like so. Because this here, this is where the teeth is going to be, this area right here. And we want this very rounded. Okay, so now I'm going to come in what I just got through stop cutting and remove all this in here. Because remember, everything sits behind the nose. Our eyes, our mouth, except your tongue when you stick it out at somebody. It goes past the nose just a little bit. Right up to that cut, that stop cut there, all right? And we're keeping this area very rounded. Sorry I'm turning so much, but I've got to get the right cut and the safest cut. Okay. I'm going to go deep here in the corner. Deep in this corner because I have a reason to. Because this is where our teeth turns back into the head. So you can see here how we have got our potential teeth rounded off. Okay, it fits this face here. Now, I'm going to take a pencil, which you don't have to. If you're an experienced carver, you can just take your knife and go right straight across there. That's going to be the separation from the upper and lower teeth. Okay. Now, I'm just going to take my knife and make a stop cut. Because if you remember the top teeth, your bottom teeth, when you close your mouth, your top teeth covers the bottom when you shut your mouth. And so your top teeth are going to be extending out more. Even when you're gritting your teeth, your top teeth are going to overpower your bottom teeth. This is why your tools need to be sharp as a razor blade. All right, so now we're going to take our knife, we're going to put the teeth in, and we're going to put the cut right there in the center. Okay, then we're going to put one over here. And again, this is exaggeration. I mean, he is really got a lot of action going on here. I think I'll stop right there. And now we're going to separate by taking, now you can do this with either a V-tool if you wanted, or a real sharp knife. Show separation. Now on real small carvings, I wouldn't do this. I would just leave it and then paint the teeth white, because in reality you wouldn't see every little space in the teeth. All right, and just take that and do that there. Okay, we're getting close to being done. Now, when you're already gritting like that, there's going to be a short snot trough. I mean, a short one right there. Now, let's put in his bottom lip. And I'm going to kind of turn it down a little bit there. Because these, man, he is one angry guy. Okay. Of course, this down here would be the chin, as you see here on this one. See, I made his face very long there. And because if you were doing a complete rounded figure with him gritting like that, you're pulling your neck muscles also, and they're stretching, and they're doing all kinds of things too. So there's a lot to think about. That's why mirrors are really neat to look at, and even not being self-centered, but take pictures of yourself grinning, or have someone in your family, pose for you to get you different expressions. Now, I just want to show you that if you're going to give someone a startled look, boy, look at that. Now that's not a happy guy. But if you're doing a Halloween expression, or somebody like that that's scared, this would be a great expression to do it. Or, whatever upset this feller. And I just like to come in, put little cuts like this down through here, because the skin tightens up, and Everything tightens up. I bet his blood pressure is through the roof. All right. Well, there's you an expression. I'll put it up here in the camera. He is upset. But you know what? There are people like that. And we might call this the guy who had high blood pressure. Okay, so what I did here is I just brought the face out more from the wood, created a chin there, as you can see, and the temples, you know, to bring that as you take away from each side. Of course, you want to remember to always bring in your temples. Doesn't matter whether they're wearing a hat or not. It just looks natural, more better. And as you can see, I put some hair on top and everything. And so anyway, just wanted to show you there what you can do with this practice stick. So I hope that you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time, and happy carving. Please like and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you.